Hey, Tom here from the Run Testers with another Versus. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at two shoes which may look similar, and in many ways they are, but have a few differences as well. I've got the Hoka Mach 4 and the Hoka Rincon. Let's take a look. The Hoka Mach 4 costs £125 or $130. It weighs in at 236 grams or 8.3 ounces, and there's a 5mm drop. The Hoka Rincon 3 costs £105 or $115, weighs in at 203 grams or 7.2 ounces, and the drop is 5mm. The Hoka Mach 4 is a daily running shoe designed to feel soft and bouncy, whether used for comfortable training miles or for faster efforts. The Profile midsole aims to deliver a light and responsive feel, while the rocker helps to propel the foot forward and produce a fluid transition. Covering that midsole is a rubberized EVA outsole for additional responsiveness and protection. The upper has a thin engineered mesh design that offers a good level of breathability, and there's a removable EVA sock liner. There's also a swallowtail design on the heel, built for efficiency, that's mainly focused on heel strikers. When compared to the earlier Mach 4 shoes, it has a softer ride. The Rincon 3 is a shoe that's designed to offer a generous level of EVA midsole cushioning while still being surprisingly lightweight. The latest version has a new vented mesh upper that shaves additional weight off the previous Rincon 2, as well as a thinner tongue structure. Those features include an early stage metal rocker to aid running efficiency and acceleration, high abrasion rubber zones on the outsole to protect the EVA foam, and an accentuated heel pull tab. The fit for me in both of these shoes is, as you would imagine, both coming from Hoka, pretty similar. Hoka tend to have a narrower fit, and both of these shoes do veer towards the narrow side, but they both have a nice bit of room in the toe box. So if you are looking for a shoe that's a little bit more generous in the front bit of the foot, both of these shoes are fine, but width may be an issue if you do have wider feet. I did find that it was harder to get a nice lockdown fit in the Rincon 3 than it is in the Mach 4. I had no issues at all in the Mach 4 straight from the first time I put them on. Rincon 3 takes a little bit more work. Possibly the main reason for this is that the Rincon 3 has a really thin tongue, and it's difficult to sort of get it in place when you're trying to tie them down. The Mach 4 has a thicker tongue, and it's got this sort of shape which already fits to the foot, so you don't have to worry about it from the off. So very similar, but the Mach 4 is just a little bit easier to get a lockdown fit. So straight from the off, I'll say that I am a big fan of both of these shoes. I don't actually wear that many Hoka shoes for my daily training or for my racing. There's a couple that I really like, but these two shoes are probably sit at the top of the Hoka pile for me. So all the shoes that Hoka make, these two, maybe along with the Rocket X, are, I think, the best that they offer. And I very much enjoyed running in both of these shoes. I think they're very similar in a lot of ways. They're both lightweight, they're both very versatile shoes, and they're both really enjoyable shoes to run in. I always pick these shoes up when I just want to go out and really enjoy either a nice easy run, or if I want to go out and enjoy a fast run. I think they're both very nice, fun shoes to wear. So the differences between these two shoes that I found in wearing them is, first of all, I think the Mach 4 is a bit more stable. It just feels like your foot's really held nicely in place during the run. I don't tend to think about it when I'm wearing it because it just feels like it's hitting the ground perfectly. The transitions are really nice. It doesn't feel wobbly in any way. It feels like my foot is secure. So I think the Mach 4 just kind of tips it for me where it comes to stability. The Rincon 3 isn't bad. It just feels for me like it's a little bit more give in the upper, and you can feel that when turning around corners and things, especially on longer runs where you really start to notice tiny bits of rubbing from the outside of the upper that I just don't get with the Mach 4. A big difference between these two shoes is that the Mach 4 has this dual layer midsole in it. The first layer is this Profile midsole that runs the whole length of the shoe, but it's designed to give a slightly different effect from the front and the back of the shoe. So the back of the shoe is a bit softer, which means that when you're landing on your heel or towards your heel, you get a softer landing. And the front of that Profile midsole is a bit harder so that you get more toe off when you're trying to run a bit faster. The outer layer is a rubberized midsole foam, so it doesn't actually have any rubber that covers the shoe, but it's designed to maintain that sort of bounce and responsiveness without adding extra weight, and it's going to add a bit more durability over that lighter, more delicate Pro-Fly midsole. The Hoka Rincon just has one block of midsole foam in there, which is an EVA midsole foam, and there is a little bit of rubber covering the outside, not loads, which comes into one of the major issues with the Rincon 3 and the previous Rincons, in that durability is a large factor in it. Durability is actually a big factor in both of these shoes. Neither of them is really designed for durability. You can see that the lack of rubber on the outsole of that shoe is probably not going to help the wearing down of this lighter rubberized midsole foam. And the EVA midsole foam in the Rincon 3, it's not very durable at all, really. So if you're looking for a shoe that's going to last you ages, neither of these shoes are going to do it. But if you're going to toss up between these two, the Mach 4 is a bit more durable than the Rincon 3, but neither is really going to win awards for durability. Both of these shoes have this sort of swallow heel design that Hoka seem to be adding to a lot of their shoes at the moment. In some of those shoes, it's really pronounced, like the Carbon X2. That heel design is pretty big. It's designed to help heel strikers with their landings and transition into the fluid motion when running. I don't use it, I don't really notice it, but in the Carbon X2 it just felt really big and clunky, which I didn't really enjoy. The shoe, it just made the shoe feel like a big chunky shoe. It's not so bad in both of these shoes. In fact, the Mach 4 is a bit there, but it's not too noticeable, and the Rincons is barely there at all, so it's not a big issue in these shoes and I don't really notice it. Definitely don't get any benefit out of it either. Both of these shoes are very versatile, and I would use these for pretty much any of my runs if I wanted to. So from a 5k recovery run to a long, slow training plod, which for me would be maybe 20 kilometers at around 5:20 minute kilometer pace, all the way up to faster training sessions and race day, which for me would be something like 4:10 minutes per kilometer. And I feel I could run in both of those shoes at those paces and they do a fantastic job. I think one of the big differences when it comes to that versatility is the Mach 4 really excels at those longer runs where you want a really consistent pace, you want a nice smooth turnover, and you just want this sort of efficiency when you're running. I don't really notice the Mach 4 when I'm running in it, but it just feels really nice and comfortable and smooth, and really helps with those longer runs to mid-distance runs where you just want something that feels cushioned, comfortable, but also promotes the ability to run a bit faster. The Rincon 3 I don't think feels as smooth, and the transitions aren't quite as nice, but it feels a bit lighter and a bit bouncier than the Mach 4. So both have those benefits, and I would pick them up for any of my runs for either of those reasons. But if you're specifically looking for a shoe that does one of those two things, you've got those two options. I did mention that durability is a big factor, so if you're going to pick up these shoes, you should bear in mind that they're not probably going to last as long as some more durable shoes out there that have denser, more protected outsoles and midsoles. So that's a factor. The other thing as well is that the grip on these, I found it to be fine. I've not had any major issues at all with slippage on wet ground or gravel, but I would say that it doesn't feel as good as some of my other shoes. They do feel like if I did hit the ground the wrong way, there would be a little bit less grip on them. And on the Rincon 3, there's only a little bit of rubber, so it's okay. It's just not great for grip and traction. So my verdict on the Hoka Mach 4 and the Rincon 3 is that they are very similar shoes. I think they're both very versatile. I think they're just really good for pretty much any run, from slow plods all the way up to faster training sessions and even race day. They're not very durable shoes. Neither of them is particularly durable, but the Mach 4 is just a little bit better. You may get another 100 miles or so out of the Mach 4 than you will with the Rincon 3. I've only done about 60k in both of these shoes so far, so I'm not entirely sure what the durability is going to be like, but from what everyone else says about these shoes who have tested them for a while, the durability isn't going to be great. For me, the Mach 4 doesn't really excel in any area. It is a fantastic jack of all trades. It manages to cover all different types of running in a really nice, comfortable, cushioned and responsive way, and it's a really enjoyable shoe to run in as well. It's probably one of the best all-rounder shoes that's been out for the past couple of years, and if you're looking for an all-rounder, maybe something to do all of your runs, this is a great option. The Rincon 3 is also a good all-rounder, but I think it does actually excel in the fact that it's a bit lighter and a little bit bouncier than the Mach 4. The Mach 4 is great for every run in the fact that it can pretty much handle everything, but one of the things it does do that the Rincon 3 doesn't is it's got that really nice cruising turnover smoothness that just makes it great for longer distance training. Rincon 3 you can use for longer distance training, I just don't think it has that same benefit. So for me this is better for maybe 10k to half marathon distance running, just because of that lightness and that pop that you get from the midsole. The price is also slightly different, but not too different. The Hoka Mach 4 is £125 and the Rincon 3 is £105. So both not the most expensive shoes out there, but I would say that if you have the money, the Mach 4 is better value all round for all of your running. The Rincon 3, due to the durability, is possibly not a great buy unless you can get it cheaper. If you can pick up the Rincon 3 in sale, maybe if you got it for around £70, it's a great choice and a really nice faster training shoe to work with your other shoes. I wouldn't buy the Rincon 3 as your only shoe just because you're going to be replacing it quite a lot. I would just use it for faster training sessions when you want something that you can rely on, that isn't too expensive, but just allows you to run at a faster pace. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell icon. It really does make a difference. And check out the channel for all the other videos we've got from the latest road and trail shoes, as well as the latest watches and headphones out at the moment. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon.